Yeah, we've just been talking about Craig Watson and Rory Priddle. They haven't come back on yet. They're probably going to serve another 3 or 4 minutes, Johnny, so don't worry, the boys will be back in the fray of things before you can say Jack Robertson.
8 minutes to go, right, they have got.
8 minutes, thanks Noel. Back to the centre, bounce down. We see the GDFL boys through Hayes, chipping in there, trying to break the run of Hayes was Dickinson. Loose ball, Van Kempen, good in the crisis. This time doesn't quite kick it as long as he would have liked. And in front, taking the mark, Mark Walsh.
Yes, that'll seem like a life sentence for those two guys, spending another 8 minutes of this last quarter on the bench. But, well, they've done their time, done the crime and done the time, I suppose. From the relieving kick, it comes to where KNT have got a player there, and Riney kicks a high kick towards the outer side. They're going to need a goal pretty quick to get the ascendancy back in this final quarter. Weather's fine, wind strong, blowing the direction with which the KNT are kicking from the boundary throw-in. It's Roberts gets a tap, but it comes towards Geelong and Districts. They can't get the ball out clearly now. It's good play there by that player. Ron couldn't pick him up. But
yeah, Hayes again it was.
Hayes, I should be able to pick that guy. He's played well. Short haircut Hayes, but it comes to O'Toole now. O'Toole kicks the ball to their advantage, and he's got a player on the run there, and he kicks towards goal line.
Adam Walsh, I think he'll find, but his left foot kick on that occasion, not a good directed one. And again, Pilgrim defends well for the KNT boys. Now, the ever reliable and effort of Van Kempen. He's covered some miles here this afternoon. He's ran from the far side of the ground, created an opportunity there for Pilgrim. Good pressure though, GDFL. Force it out of bounds. Run for the commentary position about 65 metres from the Geelong District goal.
Once again, we see Hayes lobs the ball in high. Oh, almost a good mark there for Gould it was, but he couldn't take it. The ball comes back direction of Timko. He's got the run of it, but now he gives it up rather easily to Grigic. Grigic's kick goes to the outer side. He's got a player there with the run of the ball in Allison. Allison under pressure there from Worst, and the boundary line wins out for a boundary throw-in right in front of the scoreboard. Geelong and Districts 7 goals, 10 on the board. KNT 5 goals, 4. From the throw-in, it's Roberts, can't take the ball out of the air, comes towards Damien Pilgrim. He tackles his opponent and forces a boundary throw-in, I think it is. Yes, boundary throw-in on the far side, forward pocket area for Geelong and Districts.
Yeah, good pressure there, Damien Pilgrim, and he's tackled ferociously all afternoon. As we see now, Roberts thumped the ball out to half-back, kick off the carpet. That was good footy there from young Alford. But again, KNT boys through Dixon, working hard. The big fella picks it up, tries to get the ball forward. He does, but it goes straight to the arms there of Mark Walsh. There has been a whistle on play, and I think you'll find that the ball will be thrown in about 75 metres from the Geelong District goal.
Boundary throw-in, Roberts in front and got it down towards Van Kempen. Van Kempen kicks the ball high towards the a danger area for KNT, and it was too. A strong mark there with Geelong and Districts there in McCall, I think it was. Comes back out to where it's Jamie Hutchison gets the handball out towards Hayes. Hayes has played well, runs on goal, has the shot. What's he done with it? He's put it straight through the centre. And for mine...
No, hang on. I think you'll find he's just offline.
Just offline. I was nearly going to say that's a match-winning goal, but it takes them on to 7 goals, 10. KNT, 5 goals, 4.
Yeah, good effort there for the big fella, and he has been busy. Pilgrim brings it to the members' side, attacking side of the ground, and I like to see the fullbacks attack, and that's what he's done. Now, can his teammates at half-back reciprocate? Working hard. Van Kempen again. Good tackle there on young Mail. As we see now, Pilgrim, good work from the young fella, and Damien Pilgrim clears it long and hard out to the outer wing, I should say members' side wing, with some fine football for the KNT side.
Yes, Damien's done well there in the back pocket today, and that was a good passage of play to boot the ball long along the boundary line there, and kept it in play, and we see it for a boundary throw-in now on half forward for KNT. Densley gets the tap, but there's nobody there, and it's defenders get the ball towards the centre of the ground. But we see Stimson with the run of it. Will it sit for him? It does, but not all that kindly, and he kicks a high kick. It's smothered. It doesn't travel any distance at all, as there's players scrimmage around there. Comes back direction of Van Kempen. Van Kempen runs on ball but can't pick it up. Back to Sam Densley. He marks the ball, but it hasn't gone the required distance. His pop shot for goal requires a good bounce. As far as his side's concerned, he didn't get it, and it's through for behind. So KNT move on to 5-5, trailing Geelong and Districts 7-11.
Okay, now the fullback brings the ball to the outer side, defensive side of the ground. Oh, high flyer there for the KNT side was young Koskis, but he couldn't hold the leather. Loose ball now, opportunity for Roberts, taps it forward. No one there supporting him though, is chipping in now David Hayes. Good work, over the top he goes to young Grigg. Back to the run of Hayes, puts ball to ground, looks his, went his full term, over the top, drew the player. That was good football, and now an opportunity for Adam Walsh. Long bomb up there looking for, Allison dropped the soda. The ball was well weighted for him, and unfortunately for the Geelong District side, it's well cleared out there by young Worst.
Yes, it was indeed. And
sorry, it wasn't Worst, it was Flinty, it was.
Roberts got the ball across towards Will, but he was taken out of the play with good pressure, as now as the ball scrimmaged around on the far side, we've got the ball close to the boundary line, and it is a boundary throw in right in front of the windsock, and that's gusting quite a bit now, and I think it's definitely favouring the direction which KNT is kicking, but they haven't looked all that dangerous in this final quarter. Geelong and Districts are defending well. In fact, they're attacking at this stage, and from their half forward line it's cleared by KNT down towards a very vacant centre of the ground, where we've got the player there in Elsinger, does it well, gets around and puts his side back into attack. It goes to the far side, and may not be attacking that much, at least he's wasting valuable time as far as his side's concerned. They've got the score on the board and the opposition kicking with the breeze.
Yeah, certainly, and some encouragement from the coach's box too. He's very happy with the commitment from the GDFL boys at the moment, and they are working hard at the leather, and that's what it's all about. As we see now an opportunity, Alford, hand pass, not a good one to Elzinger, but Alford goes back in hard at the leather. David Hayes just picks it up like a dry day and goes bang to centre half forward. O'Toole in front. Butters up well, does Bazza. Loose ball, working hard also Damien Pope.
Yes, it's just been forced along, bullocked along by Geelong and Districts. Hasn't been a clear passage of play, but they've gone, well, almost towards the front of the goal square there, just by pushing and shoving and shunting it along, and they find themselves in an attacking position. It's Roberts gets the punch. It comes towards where it was Pope. Pope's handball didn't create anything for his side. In fact, it favours the opposition. In the end, it comes back out towards Hutchison. He's twisting and turning, has a shot for goal. It's a good snap. Damien Pilgrim almost
great goal,
mark, but a goal there to Chris Robertson.
The magician again kicks his third, and I tell you what, that could be the goal of the day.
It was a handy goal at that might make things pretty tough now for KNT, I'd say. That was an easy way to get a goal kicking into the breeze, wasn't it, Ron? Right from the good, well, Shark, take nothing away from the lad. It was well anticipated, but kicked it from point-blank range.
Yes, certainly. Yes, a real opportunist goal, read it well. And the Geelong Football Umpires League final quarter scoreboard shows that the GDFL 8-11-59 have snuck away to 24-point leaders over the KNT Footy League 5-5-35.
Yes, it's going to take a big effort from the KNT boys now, but I think Geelong and Districts have got their tails up a bit now as they're starting to run a little bit harder at the ball. And we've got Mail there with it. He's under pressure and they're all holding the ball now. Good savage tackle
Great
there,
tackle.
And play on's the call. The advantage going off. I don't think it was an advantage, actually. It was a shocking kick. Comes towards Riney. He went without it, and there's players all over the ball. And I think we'll see a boundary throw in on half forward for KNT. From the boundary throw-in, it was Sam Densley, flew high but couldn't get the tap. In fact, it comes out towards Geelong and Districts through Bradley. Bradley gets the kick, but it comes back to where we see Stimson, is it, or Flint? Flint it is. Kicks a wobbly-looking kick. It's punched away by Geelong and Districts. Nobody wants it. Comes to where 16 is Gould. Cooper it was, sorry. Cooper kicks towards the outer side. Stewie Barbary overruns the ball, then turns back on it. He's got a chance to get it over to where he's got a player running through in Dickinson. Dickinson has the shot for goal, and he has put it through.
Yeah, nice
so
goal.
That's a nice goal. Nice team play there. Good team goal by KNT, and that gives them some sort of a semblance of hope.
Yeah, it certainly does. Dicko, he's kicked his second goalie this afternoon too, Johnny, and well, that could be just the needle the KNT boys need. And well, this next bounce down, the centre break, vital for the KNT boys at this time.
Yes, it certainly is. And just looking, those two lads that got sent off for that infringement prior to three-quarter time are back on the field, I think. So they were both reasonably good players for their side, so it'd be interesting to see what sort of a bearing they have on the game.
Certainly.
So we've got it 6-5-41, 8-11-59 on the scoreboard. So, yeah, KNT still in it, I suppose, Ron, but as you said, they need to attack pretty quickly from this bounce down.
Yep, certainly do. Wholesale changes being made. Good coaching, fresh legs on the ground for both sides, as we see Flint, who's been busy after half-time. Long bomb up in front. Good work too by the youngster. And young Rainey, he's done well for his side. Kicks it quickly up to where we see Watson coming in. There's been a whistle on play. I think there's been a trip. Didn't pick it up, but the umpire signifies that it was a leg. And an opportunity here for Craig Watson. He hasn't kicked a sausage roll yet. He's kicked 1 point for the afternoon, but he's been very busy all around the ground. He's kicking from a good 35 metres, 45-degree angle. What's his chances, John?
Yeah, I won't put the mockers on him, but yeah, shouldn't be too... You'll make the distance, put it that way. We'll see what happens after that. He lines up, runs a little bit crooked, and has the pop shot, and I think he's put it straight through the centre.
Great goal.
It was a good kick, actually. He didn't try and boot it over the back fence. You don't get any extra points for booting it over the back fence. You've only got to get it over the line.
Just guided it through.
And that's all he did. So but that gives his side a lot better chance. Now they move on to 7-5-47, trailing Geelong and Districts 8-11-59. So what have we got? 12 points in it.
Yep, 2 scoring shots at goal, and I tell you what, 10.5 minutes gone to the final stanza, and I tell you what, both coaches' boxes have fired right up in the last couple of minutes.
Yes, KNT went a little bit quiet there in that third quarter, but now they've got their tails up slightly, and with the advantage of that breeze, they've got the chance to run on. From the bounce, it favours Geelong and Districts, and they've got to kick the ball forward. They've got a player there, oh, but it's out position though, and a good mark there.
Good.
For, it was Gould. He's played pretty well back there. Comes towards Dickinson. Dicko kicks the ball, untidy looking kick. He was under pressure. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there as it's Geelong and Districts keep the ball in play. They've kicked the ball back towards the centre of the ground, and a strong mark there by Elsinger. Elsinger plays on. It comes towards the player there for Van Kempen. It is trying to pick him up. He's dropped out of the game a bit. He was about the only guy in it the first few minutes of the game.
Yes,
but he dropped out of it a bit. But on that occasion, he had the run of the ball, but couldn't do anything with it. So bounce down on centre wing. A goal or an attacking move here by KNT would really put them back into it. Oh, Craig Watson ran into the umpire, then gets the handball away, and Geelong and Districts defend through Matthew King. King comes to where it's taken there by Skeen, is it? A new player on the ground. Comes back towards Craig Watson. And he's bounced. What's going on here?
Whistle on play.
Whistle on play.
Yeah, I think you'll find that when the ball went from Skeen, he caught one a little high, and the umpire picked it up. He's going to get the free kick, Daniel Skeen, from the eastern suburbs side. Playing for GDFL today. Long bomb up to half forward. Pack of players fly. Barry O'Toole, very good on the ground. Kicks forward off the carpet. Good work, Mayo. I think you'll find Ellison's popped it through. Great snap at goal. And I'll tell you what, that's going to go down for one of the goals of the day also. And Justin Ellison, under pressure, has popped through his third goal. Great goal, Aussie.
Was a good goal, good strong kick. He picked it up in the pack and just slammed it on the boot. Didn't hesitate. That was the secret of that passage of play. He knew what he was doing, even if nobody else did. Sunk the boot into it, never in doubt. A good strong kick into the breeze. And we see Geelong and Districts 9-11-65, KNT 7-5-57, and well, that's made it pretty hard for the KNT side now.
Yeah, it certainly has, and. Yeah, that was after they got those 2 unanswered goals midway through this quarter. Things didn't look quite so rosy for the GDFL, but fortunately for them, Elsinger been busy in the middle, setting up that goal. And, they can just take a little bit of a breather as we see Hayes. He hasn't had a breather all day. Up in front, strong. And Justin Ellison takes another fine grab for the Geelong District side.
It's amazing what a bit of confidence does. Got his tail up there and... from that last goal, put his big body in front and never looked like missing that mark. So it's Allison lining up from directly in front, 30 metres out. Shouldn't have too many problems with this. The gloved one lines up, but I think he may have, what's he done? Offline.
Just hooked it slightly.
Tried to kick a little bit too hard with the breeze. I suppose that's only natural, kicking into the breeze. You've got to give it everything, certainly. And that's what happened.
Okay, time clock ticking on. Pretty close to 15 minutes have gone of this final quarter. About 5 minutes remaining, 6.5 minutes remaining, I'd suggest, of this great game of football here at Marrickcourt, South Australia. Hope you're enjoying the call as much as what we are bringing it to you. This great game of Australian rules footy here this afternoon.
Brett Pilgrim is to kick off from full back. A good long kick straight up the ground, running short of time, so that's the only way to go. And we see a good mark there by Worst. Worst it is, kicks towards the centre wing spot. He's got Craig Watson, couldn't take the mark. He's over his opponent, almost a free kick, I'd say, but play-on's a call. Craig Buttle's back in now. He's making up for lost time and gets a good handball out to the direction of a player there in Flint. Flint kicks the ball in long towards half forward as Geelong and District's trying to bring it out. Sam Densley steps in the road there, and shocking play there by KNT. They hesitated. Riney's done something, goes to the ground. Trip it is.
Yes, it is.
He felt it before the umpire seen it, I think, by the look of that. Looked like he was shot the way he went down. But it's Riney now, kicks the ball with a wobbly kick towards half forward. It's punched away, comes towards Van Kempen. He can't pick it up and scrub it out with a kick towards Gadd. Gadd's kick doesn't go anywhere, and it comes back towards Craig Watson. He's over the ball, and what's happened here? The umpire has said he was pushed in the back. And Craig plays on quickly. He's anxious to get on with the game. He kicks the ball down to where he's got a player under there. That was a nice kick, actually. It's gone there to 7 in Stimson.
Yeah, about 5 minutes remaining in the final quarter. GK&T into attack. Defence, Welsh didn't go with the footy. Quick hands, opportunity here. Snap at goal. Rainey, I think it was. No, I think you'll find... just trying to pick him up. It might have been Dixon. He has another go. No, it's not. It's Pope. Get it right, Ronnie. Fisted away. Good work there from McCall. And Danny McCall, pretty happy with that effort. Finds the boundary line. A good 25, 30 metres further on for them. And that just takes the pressure off the G&D for a moment.
I think you'll find they're about to have the pressure put back out again. It was on the full.
Was it?
Yes. Free
There
kick.
you are.
Free kick, and it comes there from Flint towards the goal square, but a player dropped the mark there. It should have been taken. Comes back to where Craig Watson's over the ball. He snapped it in for goal. I think he's put it offline. It was close. It was a snap that almost... the wind almost brought it across far enough for a goal, but it wasn't. So that makes it 7 goals 5 to KNT, 9-12 to Geelong and Districts, and I think the KNT have run out of time. But they're still fighting it out hard, but this time the full-back kicks out towards Hayes. Hayes was unattended and gets it on towards Crawford. Crawford drops what he should have taken, comes back towards Will. Will scoops the ball in front of him, slides to the ground, under pressure there, and it's forced to the boundary line, and good defensive play there by Geelong and Districts.
Yes, and I haven't given him a big mention today. I think you'll find it was Matty King, the fullback. Precision disposal. Great work setting up David Hayes. Ball is now on centre wing out of side. And we see an opportunity here. Van Kempen, who's still rallied for his side. Kicking it forward. Under pressure, David Hayes. Kicked off the carpet. Opportunity now for Rory Priddle. Good commitment for the footy. Plays for the free kick. Then knocks it forward. Great courageous footy to David Hayes. Long bomb. Up, couldn't take the ball. Crawford for the Geelong District side. Loose ball. Can someone pick it up? Yes, they can. And Brett Pilgrim comes through strongly for the KNT side.
Comes back out towards Stewart. Stewart, the handball towards Flint. Flint, too much time, or thought he had too much time. It was a poor piece of play there. May not have been all his fault. Perhaps somebody in his team could have told him just to hurry things along a little bit, but he had the opportunity to kick his side into attack, and good defensive pressure there by Geelong and Districts to put him out of business. From the boundary throw, and it comes down to where it's Barbary over the ball. He can't get it out. It comes back to where Hayes it is. He's played a great game, especially a great second half. His kick goes close to the boundary line, and we'll see a free kick going the direction of the KNT side, and it'll be Damien Pope. Pope will be from centre wing.
Yeah, interesting comment you make there, and that's probably one thing that the boys will develop as they mature in their football careers. Consistency and being able to play 4 quarters, and it's not easy.
Certainly not, and days like today, it's a game of 2 halves, or four quarters obviously, but they vary so much. 1 minute you're kicking with the breeze, next quarter it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, certainly, John, and well, there's some real good tough stuff going on out there at the moment. Boys throwing themselves at the footy. It's on the defensive side of the ground, which will probably suit Geelong District at the minute, as we see now the big fella having a run on the ball in Densley. Slamming Sammy, can't pick it up, but Hayes can, feeds out the hand pass to the run-off Priddle, who was pushed in the back, but no, said the umpire will have a boundary throw in. Out of side centre wing, time clock ticking away.
9-12 it is to Geelong and District, 7-6 to KNT, so what's that? 3 clear goals the difference, and I think it's Geelong and Districts definitely with the upper hand now, even though they're kicking with the breeze. So just looking at the game, I suppose it was the 3rd quarter that was the deciding quarter for Geelong and Districts.
Yep, that vital quarter of footy, the premiership quarter as you called it, John, and I always suggest that is the game or the quarter that really does make or break football teams. And today was no exception, as we see some strong work. Copping one a bit high too for mine. Gets the free kick. Let's have a look. I think you'll find it's young Grant Worst. I think you'll find thump the ball forward. Cop one a bit high and gets the free kick.
Sam Densfield is in the centre of the ground, takes the mark and kicks on towards half forward. He's got a player under there in Dickinson. Dickinson takes a good mark and now kicks towards full forward. He's got a player leading, but it's well cut off there by Geelong and Districts. And they've got Matthew King, it was in the end, relief for them towards the outer side. Players there, Stewart is for KNT, keeps the ball in front of him. Now he picks it up pretty well, actually. Gets it over towards Van Kempen. Van Kempen with a short pass, looking for his captain, but he couldn't take it. And it's chipped off and by Geelong and Districts, and it's cleared towards Hayes. Hayes goes to play on, but he's well tackled there by Six there in Flint. Flint's tried hard on his centre wing, but Geelong and Districts clear the ball towards their half forward line, but it comes out to where Damien Pilgrim can't take the mark, and at the back there's the runners now. Nobody can pick it up cleanly, and it comes to where it's going to be Gould, it is, who forces the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw in on half forward for Geelong and Districts. Geelong and Districts 9-12, KNT 7-6, and we're running out of time in this final quarter.
Yes, they certainly are, but it's been a great game of footy. Credit to both respective leagues for mine as we see the ball back into play. It's about 35-40 metres from the GDFL goal. Good work again, Grant Worst. Does well in defence, butters up and a long bomb to centre half forward. Up they go, down she comes. Noah gets a handle on the footy. Working hard there was young, good work, Craig Watson. Kicks off the carpet. I think you'll find, no, it wasn't. It was my little mate Stimo. And, well, again, GDFL working well in defence. Now an opportunity, Watson. Hands, good work there to the run of Rainey. Can he pop it through from 40? The high ball looks good. It's all clear.
A good goal there by Rainey from a long way out. That's what the KNT should have done about 10 minutes ago, I think. But
that's his second.
He's played a pretty good game, actually. But that was also, give a little bit of credit to Craig Watson there. It was a nice handball to set up the running player coming past. So now we'll just check the scoreboard as they readjusted over there on the far side of the ground. I think we've got 2 goals, the difference, and we'd be almost out of time. But it's been a great game of footy. Ron has been even all the way through, and there's nothing better than an even game of footy, especially in junior footy. In our competition, we tend to see a lot of lopsided matches. So we've been going 21 minutes now. I'm not real sure how long these quarters are, but 21 minutes gone, and we've got 9-12 plays, 8-6. Geelong and Districts in front, the ball back in the centre, waiting for the bounce down with Roberts, the ruckman for the Tatiara, trying to gee himself up a bit. He takes a bit of a run at the ball, gets the tap out, but it doesn't favour anybody in particular. Comes out there towards Cooper. Cooper can't take it, but Will does. Will kicks down towards Van Kempen. Van Kempen can't take it, back towards Rainey. Rainey gets a handball back towards Van Kempen. Van Kempen kicks it in towards where Craig Watson's got the run of it. Lines up for goals and puts it straight through the centre. So, well, have we run out of time? Interested to know exactly how long these quarters go for.
Who kicked that, mate?
Craig Watson kicked it on the run.
Beautiful. Kicks his second. 2 goals to this afternoon. The skipper hasn't stopped all day, and I tell you what, he can still sniff it.
Yes, he was pretty happy about kicking it, and I think, well, it's just checking that scoreboard, waiting for it to be adjusted. I think it may be 60 plays 66, so 1 goal with difference. Ron, a draw would be a just reward for 2 teams from a long way away, battling it out in a pretty even sort of a game.
Yeah, I won't argue with that one. 6 points the margin. Anyone's game of footy. Final quarter brought us by the Geelong Footy Umpires League. The man in white. Oh, always right, Johnny.
I'll go along with that. Sometimes. From the bounce down, we see Robbie Will over the ball, and time's precious now for KNT. Robbie Will's under pressure, and little things like this just happened over there now is important for Geelong and District. Soaking up a little bit of time, but Will clears towards the centre wing. Now it's a long kick over the back of the pack, and it's tapped out to where there's players. Savage at the ball. Craig Watson's on the bottom of the pack trying to scoop it out, but he can't. But it favours his team now. Rainey's there. He can't get it. Comes towards Van Kempen. KNT there. Craig Watson over the ball again. He's appealing for a free kick. Geelong and Districts laying on the ball. The umpire, John Cole, has nothing of it, and the ball is in the attacking zone for KNT as the siren sounds, and we see Geelong and Districts running out winners by the 6 points.
Well, what a great comeback from the KNT boys, Johnny. I tell you what, they were looking at defeat, 22 points. I think you'll find they were down there at one stage during that final quarter. They've rallied hard here this afternoon, and well, congratulations to both leagues. It was a terrific game of footy.
Well, it was played in pretty good spirit. We had those 2 guys sent off, but that was, well, that's what competitive footy's all about, isn't it? I mean, I don't agree with perhaps fighting and wrestling too much, but they were really not doing a great deal wrong, just very competitive, and that's the way the game was all day. Nobody really shirked the issue, and there was nothing much done that either side could have been all that ashamed of anyway. So I think it was a great game of footy, a lot of skills in both leagues, and full marks to everybody concerned.
Okay, well, let's have a look, a bit of a recapture of proceedings here this afternoon. We've got a final scoreline of 9-12, 66. KNT were 9-6, 60, so there was a 6-point margin, and a great game, as we've mentioned. Goal kickers, first of all, for the victors here this afternoon. 3 goals, Christian Robertson, a real opportunist there at half forward. 1 to Rory Priddle, 1 to Jamie Hutchison. 3 goals to Justin Allison. Single to Aaron Bradley, and all in all, quite a mixed bag there for the Geelong District side. Goal kickers for the KNT boys. Craig Watson with 2. We've got Paul Rainey with 2. 2 to Dicko. Singles to Sam Densley, Stewie Barbary, and of course Damien Pope. Your better players here this afternoon, John, and for both sides, and then we'll wrap it up with 3, 2 and 1. And I've got a couple of awards to announce as well.
Right, well, put me on the spot a bit. Better players for the visitors, I'd say David Hayes for 4 quarters played a pretty good game. He was there when the hard work was to be done, particularly in the 3rd quarter. Yes, David Hayes, just looking through the list that players good. Barry O'Toole played a good first half and then perhaps faded out a little bit. The guy with all the accessories, Justin Allison, was important at times up forward. Yep. And, Troy Elsinger, we called his name on the odd occasion as well. So, and also Rory Priddle played well while he was on the ground.
Certainly, and congratulations again to the players from respective sides. I thought from your point of view, Johnny, KNT Footy League, Craig Watson, the skipper, led by example all day. Damien Pope, in and out of it. Flinty, I thought was quite good. Stimpson early was terrific. Van Keppen, likewise, if he can develop that 4-quarter consistency, he'll be a champion in the future. Both sides of his body, lovely kick of the footy, and he's got plenty of time usually when he gets it. So I'm pretty impressed with Luke Van Keppen. Damien Pilgrim in defence, likewise Robbie Will.
And I think Kane Howard was going pretty well until he went off that leg injury. In fact, that might have been almost a turning point in the game when Kane went off, because he is a good player and manages to bottle play up, particularly when his side is going in the defensive mode against the wind.
Okay, and I'm going to disagree with you here, because this afternoon, on behalf of the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies, that's Pam and David Glover, have provided us with 4 great trophies here for the Geelong District Footy League this afternoon. First of all, for the best performer, congratulations to the 23 Guernsey, David Hayes, clearly best on ground here this afternoon. The goal of the day, I liked, there was a couple actually, John. I gave it to the big fella, Justin Allison, midway through that final quarter. Vital goal, snap over the left shoulder, into the bruise. A real turning point in the game.
Certainly was, I'll go with it.
Congratulations to Justin Allison, goal of the day. Mark of the day, and I didn't call it either. And Rory Priddle, at centre-half back here in that first quarter, took a screamer. I also liked, in the second quarter, young Justin Allison, but he's already won the goal. So I'm going to give it to Rory Priddle for the mark of the day. And the play of the day, and he did it all day, bringing the ball out of the centre. Congratulations, Troy Elsinger, the number 26 Guernsey, for being involved in many plays of the day.
I think those awards are spot on. I'd go along with that, Ron. Those players did well for their side. It was a good team effort by Geelong and Districts, particularly a lot of these guys had to travel a long way to come over here, and obviously they used to have a bit of support from their clubs and their parents, and I'd say today they'd been pretty well on their own, and it was a good effort by them all.
Yes, they were a little bit late too, some of them last night, so all in all, a great effort. And I've got to thank Noel Fanning downstairs, our director, for another fine job, Noel. Our cameraman in, Brett Revere, and we've got on the boundary line, he's our roving cameraman, and of course Scotty Parker up here. And Johnny Turkey Watson, an absolute pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as what I have, mate, bringing you the kick-by-kick description on another fine guest video production here this afternoon at Merricourt, South Australia. This is Ronnie Barassi Brain signing off for another fine guest video production.